Hello, everyone. So, I get a lot of questions about how to use your junk journal. And if you ask any amount of people, they're going to tell you a different thing. Everybody uses their journals in a different way. So, we've started building a junk journal. And for those people that haven't ever used a junk journal before, it's good to decide what you're going to use it for. Are you going to use your journal for organizing, to take with you? And what I mean by that is a lot of people use a book like this with lots of pockets and tuck spots and things like that so that they can organize their life. They've got a calendar inside, maybe recipes for they when they go grocery shopping. They just grab the recipe card. Um, or maybe a list of ingredients they need for that recipe or whatever. They've got their schedule or they've got their kids' schedules and all that other stuff. All these little pieces of paper. And what a lot of people do is use a binder clip or a paper clip to clip those kinds of things into their book in various places to keep themselves organized. Sometimes you put something in an envelope. Um, Maybe you need a bunch of things at the hardware store and you always forget something, right? So we make a list. Just add it to your journal. This one's small enough that I could pop it into a bag and get in the car and have everything I need. Um, this is a good place to just collect things that you need. Um, so it's all in one place. And you don't have to go looking for it and you don't lose anything. So some people use a junk journal like this for organization. If you're going to organize with your junk journal, add a bunch of pockets, um, nice places to put things. Um, so you just have a lot of places that you can put your things. Some people use their junk journals as an art journal. Junk journals are great because you're building your junk journal with things that you really don't care about. So when you start doing, painting in it, adding images and, doing whatever you want to do to your junk journal, you're not really worried about messing it up. It was junk to begin with. So it's really freeing to be able just to use a journal like this, even if you want to start with just plain papers. Um, it's very freeing not to worry about messing something up. I like to use these kinds of journals for having a place for my collected little bits and images and things that I have found. I like to put them all together in a book and be able to look at all my things later. So, I'm going to show you how I junk journal. Um, I have gathered a bunch of things that have just caught my eye today. Some images. I love this pattern of this envelope. Some book pages. I think this is a song lyrics or something I found. Lots of images, book pages, magazine articles, um, just all kinds of things that looked interesting to me today. And this is what I call visual journaling. Here's some scrapbook paper, some visual journaling. I just went through some of my things and things appeared to me because of the mood that I'm in. Things that I have collected, you know, not all of the stuff I saw today interested me. Just some things. I've got some stamped images here. Just a few things. And I probably have way too much stuff out here, but I wanted to show you how I go about my visual journaling. grab some things that interest me today. They might not interest me tomorrow. And then grab the book and just look at your pile. Find things that really interest you at this particular moment. And I will come back to that. And, find a place for them. When I was going through my stuff, I saw this stamped image that I've added a little bit of color to, and I saw this piece of scrapbook paper right next to it, and I really liked the color together. I don't know, there's something about this stamped weed. The colors really did do something for me. So before I really have a hard time and decide that I don't like it together, I am just going to glue it down. I'm just going to glue it in. I don't know what else I'm going to do with it, but I just like the looks of it. If you are using your junk journal for organizing your life, um, you can write your list directly on these pages. You could do a junk journal for every month and just fill it up every month and then have a record of what you did that year or for each month. So that wasn't hard at all. It's kind of cool. I have a base to now maybe paper clip, my grocery list too. So when I take my grocery list off, I have something nice to look at. Or you can leave the pages plain. A whole grouping of envelopes to put things in. I don't like to leave my paper clips in while I'm working in a junk journal. It's kind of hard to glue things and write things and stuff. So I wait till I'm ready to start using it. I add paper clips and binder clips and things in pockets when I am finished for the day or whatever. So this is kind of cool together. I kind of like that, but I'm not quite sure. So another thing that I wanted to show, I added this pocket while I was building the junk journal, added the pocket, and I've decided that I want to add a face to this pocket. I want to be able to use the envelope. I want to be able to put things in it, but I don't want it to be completely plain like that. So I decided that I would put a face on it. I'm trying to figure out which face to use. I've got 3 that I could use. So I'm going to get the paper trimmer out here and trim the edge off so I can measure just a little bit easier. Oops. And I'm going to trim the bottom here. Kind of like her fingers. Maybe I need to put this on a different page so that I get her whole. I just love that. All right, I'm not going to use that one. All right, so let me trim this one up and see this one looks like. I want the top of her head. Right there. Alrighty. Do I like the looks of that on the page. I need to square it up. It's not entirely square. Kind of chops off before I want it to chop off. So maybe that's not the best one to use either. Maybe this one. So let me chop this bottom part off so I can maneuver it. Now I'm going to have to cut this face. Is that where I want it? Let me square this up. Because I want her face, not necessarily all her hair, to show. And I'm going to have to cut it right about there, which would be kind of cool. All right, I think I'm going to use this one. All right, so what I need to do is trim the picture. Need to trim it right there. Can I see that? Well, I can still see it. Let me trim it. All right. And I need it to be right here. Sure that's the right size. It is. All right. And then I need to trim it exactly right there. That out of the way so I get the right place exactly. All right. So now I can glue that one there and this one on the top and still be able to get on the inside. You know what? I'm going to trim just a tad off the outside just so it's not hanging off. There we go. Just a tad off the bottom. All right. And even it up, I suppose, on this side. All right. So all I'm going to do is glue that to the envelope. I'm going to glue this side first. It doesn't really matter what side you glue first. Lots of glue on it so it doesn't come up. I'm just going to go to the edge of that envelope. No, it's too short. Oh well. Burnish it down real good. And so I can put things in this envelope. And then I'm going to put the other part of her face down there. I didn't get it right on the edge. So there's going to be a little gap, but that's okay. So you really can't tell. If I'd gotten that face right there directly on the edge of that envelope there, you wouldn't have been able to tell that she was cut in half, but now you can. But now I can put something in there, a tag or something, and it'll be fun. It'll just be fun. So that's what I do with envelopes like that. So this is the tip out on a tip out. So it ends up being pretty long, pretty long. And so I'm going to build some simple things. I'm not going to go all crazy and, try to make it real fancy. That's something about junk journals, and I'm just looking for something that I might like on this page. That might be cool. That would be really cool. I like that a lot. So let me trim the edges up. Oops. Do it this way. This paper trimmer can make you really quick. All right. So there's a address here that I really don't want the looks of, but you'd be kind of cool just hanging out right there. Now that he's all nice and trimmed up, I like the looks of that. This book page, I love this book page. And sorry about that. That was me. And it fits right there, and I like the colors together. So I might just glue that down there. What else do I have? Making it simple it's the way to go. It really is the way to go. Keeping things very, very simple. I want something just a little bit larger. But I've got those two things that I really do like the looks of. So I'm just going to go for it and glue them down. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to make sure that I've got the absolute perfect something to go right there. It doesn't really matter. It's a junk journal. This is a great place to free up your perfection tendencies, to stop planning and overthinking, and it's just a great place to practice just doing stuff, just letting it happen. Glue therapy, just find things to glue that that interest you at the time. Just go for it. You never know what you're going to end up with at the end. It might be something really cool, or it might be something that you don't really like a lot, but you haven't lost a lot. You've just been some glue on the page, bit of water, get that off. Just dress it a little bit. It doesn't matter. It's not supposed to be a work of art. Uh, you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that so far. Ooh, and that fits that page perfectly, and the colors look great together. Before I start really thinking about it and overthinking and planning and putting in my mind what I think this is supposed to look like at the end, before I do all of that stuff, I'm just going to glue it in. It seems like it is serendipity. It happens to be the right color and the right size. It's meant to be there. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what I'm going to put in the center, but I'll come back at another time to do that. So this is how I use a junk journal. I just grab some stuff and just start putting it in wherever it seems that it wants to be. It looks good. Yeah, that's kind of cool right there. You can paint in these, make an art journal, do something fun. And it doesn't really matter if it doesn't turn out. That's not the point of these. It's practicing. It is using them. It is using your stuff. It's making a place for your collection. Now, I made this little fold out, tip out thing in the first video, and I thought I would show you how I am going to add it to the page. I decided that I want to put it on this page because it is exactly the right width. Another serendipity moment. I couldn't find the top of her head. I don't know what happened to it. I could probably find another copy. I think this is an advertisement that they're using right now, but I could probably find another copy of this picture. But I thought, maybe just putting some words up on the top of that would be best. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to glue the words down first so that I can put the tip out on top. So that goes under this a little bit. And I don't have to trim it exactly right. This covers that edge up, and there's no space in there. So that's what I'm going to do next, is just glue that on. I'm going to use quite a bit of glue. Make sure I get the edges real well, because I'm going to be opening and closing these flaps a bit. I want to make sure that the glue doesn't come undone. So a good layer there. Oops. Lining up the bottom here, the side. And then I got some more glue on her face. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hopefully I didn't ruin it. Too much water. But then, it is a junk journal. It doesn't really matter. Gives her some character. I guess I could put another eye over it if it really bothered me. And this overlaps, so all I have to do is trim that off. To make it the right size. And then I've got that tip out in. I do have to do something with these edges here, but but that's fun. Um, and then I saw this and thought that this would be kind of cool on the other side. So this is why I like blank pages for something like this. I don't feel the need to cover the entire page like I would if it was a an advertisement like something like this. I can leave some of the page all blank like that, and then put my tree on top and still like the looks of it. Leaving white space. I don't do that very often. I've been doing it more and more though. So just a simple something kind of like that. Doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be really complicated, you know? And that's what I would suggest in starting to use your junk journals. Just slowly find some things that you like the looks of and start adding things to the pages. You can start painting. Use painted papers. Use scrapbook paper. Use your stamped images. Just add a few things to the pages. Make it yours. Enjoy the process. Have fun with it. And it's a junk journal, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't turn out. Great practice. Great practice for, collage even. Doesn't matter if it doesn't turn out. And you haven't sewn it into a book yet. So if there's a page here that you really don't like, you can unsew it, remove the page. No one will ever know that it was there at all. If you're using junk and you don't like that, find an image that you do like to cover it up. Now, I thought she would look really, really, really nice on that little page right there. So I will just glue that in right now. It's larger than it needs to be. Because it's easier to trim after you've glued it than to try to trim beforehand and make it the exact size that you need. Getting glue everywhere. So I'm going to glue it on the page right where I want it. And it didn't go where I wanted it. Close enough, I suppose. It is down there now. Make sure I've got all the edges. And then trim it up from behind so that it's exactly the right size. This saves trying to measure it, trying to get it exactly the right size beforehand. Sometimes you cut just a little bit too much off, and then you've got something showing that you really don't want to be showing. So I prefer to glue it on and then trim it up. And there she is. She's got a few bumps on her because I didn't get the image completely straight. But she's fabulous. So It's very easy. It's very easy. It's very relaxing too, just to grab a bunch of stuff that you like and start adding it. I don't know if I like this door or if I want to add stuff. I don't know. Um, it's very relaxing just to grab stuff, find a place for it, glue it down, add more stuff, build on the pages, and then start using the pages um, for journaling or whatever you need it to be. An art journal, a collage journal, a visual journal, an organization book can be any of those things. Any of those things. So I hope this has helped those people who have asked. I will be doing some more process videos in these junk journals, grabbing some of this stuff and gluing more things in. I will do this on live streams, and hopefully I can get some more shorter videos done of some process. Um, it's really easy to start building your pages and then having a fun book as you go along. Only use stuff that you like. Don't start using things that you really don't like because you won't like it at the end. I guarantee. If you don't like it to begin with, you're not going to like it at the end. That kind of fits almost exactly right there. How funny is that? So, anyway, just continue on and relax with it. Use it as a glue therapy. Use it just to add things that you like, your collection. Give your collection someplace to be so that you can look at it over and over again. These become very addicting just to have a place to have your collection live so that you can see it and enjoy it and have fun with it. I've got to find something to put inside there. That would be kind of cool right there. Anyway, hope this helps. I will be doing some more process with these junk journals, more ideas on adding envelopes and tip outs and things. And we continue on making these junk journals. Thanks for watching.